Greetings to everybody listening to me, and may the grace of the Almighty fall upon your head, and may you be enlightened to understand the principles of divine wisdom. As in part 1, I was talking about the spiritual rings and its mystical effects. I gave you example of what rings can do. Now, many people may be asking that how did this originated? Who started wearing ring? And how did it come to Africa, Asia, and then Europe and other parts of the world? Now we are in a global village, so we need to be enlightened upon every single sect of belief that emanates around our traditional governing system. Because before the politicians came about having rules and regulations such as constitutions and laws, our ancestors already had some sort of enactments, moral laws, and then some rules and beliefs. Now we are talking about the beliefs. Before religion, there was a tradition, and that tradition believed in wearing rings. So before Christianity and Islam, there were kings and chief priests, and they were wearing rings. You understand? If you go to the archives, you will realize that even King Pharaoh had his rings on. King Solomon had his rings on, and every powerful king or queen definitely has a ring, just as the religious or the Catholic Pope has his own divine ring. Now, if you are in Africa and for example Ghana, you know Otumfuo has his own ring, which he usually puts on during festivals and public occasions, and even under normal circumstances, there is always a ring on his finger, which is different from the wedding ring and other stuff. Now, how do you see ring? Do you see the positivity in it, or you see everything negative about rings? I have to activate some level of understanding in your conscience to understand that everything that exists, first of all, existed with neutral potency. Every single thing that exists in this world already existed with neutral potency. When I say neutral potency, what I mean is that it is neither negative nor positive, but it can only turn to one side, either negative or positive, depending on the wearer, the beholder, the person who is using the ring, and the perception or the notion or the idea or the mindset of the person who puts on this ring. You understand? So ring as it is highly divine, is highly powerful, is highly essential so far as mystical and spiritual originations are concerned. Do not think rings are made for life. Rings are symbolic elements. It works like magic. Ring is just as symbols, you see, because these same symbols are being inscribed on the rings. Why is it so? Because it has some sort of effect, some sort of mystical vibration, some sort of magnetic output out there. You understand? So ring as it is a very dangerous, powerful, serious, important, and at the same time a very safe thing to put on. Whether you find yourself at the safer side of the ring or you find yourself at the negative side of the ring depends on your perception or the type of ring that you put on. You understand? So the Pope is having his own ring, the kings are having their own rings, and then the clergy, the pastors, the imams, they all have their rings. You understand? Now I'm talking from Ghana. I know the Ghana National Chief Imam has his own divine ring. He has his own mystical ring. And that ring is not for life. It is meant for mystical purposes, protection, grace, power, blessing, and so forth. You understand? A pastor known as Duncan Williams also has a ring. And I know it is not for life. It is not a wedding ring. It is a ring that has mystical effect for his own type of energy that he wishes to draw closer to his aura for actions. You understand? For both mystical and spiritual actions. Now, Otumfuo Osei Tutu, the Asante Hene, also has a ring, and that type of ring is also meant for a purpose. It is not for life. So do not go about buying rings for life. If you buy rings and put it on for life, you are risking your own destiny and you are just moving like a blind person. Every ring has a purpose and every ring has its own origination and every ring has its own confinement, which is defined or purported to attract certain forms of energy to the wearer. You understand? If you go through the mystical elements, the mystical words, even the words of creation fiction, you can see that even the druids, they are not fixed. They are not in the fictionary tales, but they are real. The druids have their own ring. You understand? The kings, everybody, the spiritual people around, the gurus, they all have their own rings. Do you think they are joking? They are not joking. The people are serious and the rings are powerful and it works. Many people have the notion that you do not have to put the ring on to attract a spirit. If you really want to be powerful, you can invite the spirit to sit in your soul or in your spirit or whatever. Let me tell you one important thing in life. Not everything can stay within our body system. Certain things are meant to stay around our aura. Just as a bodyguard is not meant to carry the president around, but he is meant to stay behind, beside, or in front of the president. Certain things are not meant to stay within. It is meant to stay around. So not every spirit can be conjured or invoked to stay in you, like possession. Not every spirit is meant to possess you in that way. There are certain forms of spirit, they are not meant to possess you in that way. They are meant to be around you, and one possible way of getting them closer and potent is to put on their symbolic ring. And this and its effect is what I am coming to give you in the part 3 of my spiritual ring series. Blessings.